Okay. Oh my God. I got to do something first. We are live Saturday night at the Atheist, and I wanted to preface this show with a little bit of stuff. For one thing, Saturday night at the Atheist on this channel is for pure irreverence. We are encouraged to swear like crazy and pick on Christians in every manner that we want to. Mostly tongue in cheek and funny shit, and try to have some fun with it. But overall, I've been asked to kind of like bury the hatchet and make peace with the Christian brothers, with the Brotherhood. And, my answer to that is no fucking way. For one thing, the Christian brothers want to, in a lot of cases, execute homosexuals or have the government do it for them. They want to tell young women what they can do with their bodies, what mothers can do or pregnant women can do. They want to push back on what they call identity politics, which is actually freedom for people, for transgender people. And they have a whole lot of other things, including voting for fuckhead Trump and all of these social policies. They want prayer in school. They want to put creationism in our science books. And they want to do a whole lot of things that I disagree with very, very, very heavily. And on this particular channel and on this show, we will attack that in every possible way, including our somewhat irreverent icon that we have for this show, which apparently created quite a bit of controversy over in the Brotherhood's camp. So anyway, I just wanted to say that I am not going to, we are not going to be nice here. If we have a Christian over and we tell you, we invite you over to have a one-on-one talk with us about biology, genetics, or philosophy, we will treat you very, very well. And I think we've done it every time in the past. As long as you are polite, we will stay polite, and you will be treated very well, and you'll have a purely intellectual discussion. But as far as these hangouts that we do amongst ourselves, we're going to talk about whatever the fuck we want. And we're going to say it in whatever the fuck way we want. And nobody is going to temper us or tell us how to handle this. I mean, if you want that kind of peace, I guess maybe you need to go to another channel. Anyway, Mutable. Hello.
What's going on?
Where the fuck is Leo?
I don't know where the fuck Leo is.
Fucking Leo. He has no phone somehow, but he has Wi-Fi. I'm trying to understand, but he's not responding to my email. He'll probably pop up on Knox channel. He does that sort of thing. Anyway, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
I am? No, I'm not.
Well, I don't know what to say to you.
What fucking possible world would you call me fine?
Apparently this world.
Have you listened to any of my shit? Let's see. Do you want to play that back again, that thing we just heard on Otangelo's channel?
Sure. We get enough autism in the show, but why not?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go see what they were talking about. Okay, they are talking about the very thing that we pushed back upon. Dapper Icarus. Have I seen Dapper Icarus before? I think so. Yo. Okay.
You're turning racism into a science. Basically, that's what evolution is.
Something I find very interesting when you think about, and the kind of what you're alluding to, Joel, is what is the direct preface to the mass chaos of the 20th century? It was the adoption of evolutionary theory and all of its ramifications from a societal perspective, not just a scientific one.
For God's sake.
Like you see it.
Remember the safe word.
World War I escalating into World War II and all this other stuff, and then now we see it in societal aspects.
Wait.
Foreskin?
Foreskin.
Well, come on.
Wait, hold the fuck on. You think that evolution...
putting it on Darwin?
You think that World War I and World War II were influenced by evolutionary theory? What?
Yeah.
Really? It wasn't the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. It wasn't all the other, tension between the countries that was happening centuries before.
Right.
Holy crap. Maddox.
Oh my God, Maddox.
No, just Lord.
Yeah, you see, this is the kind of shit we're going to go after. You know, I mean, what the hell? Oh yeah, one other thing, the drama that we've seen in the Christian Nation and the Brotherhood in the last 2 weeks. It's interesting because some of them, like Nicholas and Otangelo, came out and looked, actually handled it very well. But the drama between the others is exactly what belief does to you. Like when you have you have a Christian against a Muslim, and then you have a Catholic against a Protestant, and then you have a Catholic against whatever the hell the Brotherhood is, and then you get right down to it where they had this big fight. Oh, it's Nathan. Hi, Nathan. So you get right down where Shadow Dancer and I think Daniel had this big fight over. I don't know what the hell it was. It was like over Genesis, and the whole thing just tore their community apart in the last 2 weeks. And they keep telling us it's none of their business, and they want it to go away, but they have not taken down any of the streams. I mean, it's just amazing. So, I mean, this is the reason why we push back on rigid beliefs, because those kinds of rigid beliefs in mythological fantasies create wars between people, and we've seen an example of it in the last 2 weeks. But anyway, we're listening to John talk about the history of the 20th century. Did you hear what he said just now?
No, I wasn't listening.
Oh,
so John thinks evidently John evidently thinks that World War I and World War II were started because of evolutionary theory.
Darwin started them.
Wow.
Okay, listen to Okay, I'll play it again. Listen to it.
It's obvious because in their publications and their articles and their books, they literally said this.
Thank you, Nathan, for that. Oh my God, when I saw that, that's perfect.
I quote Darwin directly. Yeah,
You're turning racism into a science. Basically, that's what evolution is.
Something I find very interesting when you think about, and the kind of what you're alluding to, Joel, is what is the direct preface to the mass chaos of the 20th century? It was the adoption of evolutionary theory and all of its ramifications from a societal perspective, not just a scientific one. And
okay, can you pause?
All of it you see in World War I.
You're a retard, John.
Hey, Midnight. You didn't say foreskin.
No, I did say foreskin afterwards.
Not loud enough.
Okay, foreskin.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead. Proceed.
You're a retard, John. Okay, if World War I and II were not started because of evolutionary theory.
And who adopted it?
Like, Jesus fucking Christ, World War I got started because,
Long story short, World War I started for a myriad of reasons, not the least of which were evolution. One of the most agreed upon reasons is the assassination of Archduke Francis Ferdinand.
Yeah, the ironic part is that he was for the incorporation or the freedom of the Slavics, but they're like, it was very stupid how that happened. You know what I mean? He was a good guy, but then it's
actually most interesting that he got, if you actually look into to the assassination attempts, he got assassinated completely on accident because the initial attempts to assassinate him failed, except for one of the people who were hanging out towards one of the last areas, and actually.
You want to know the most interesting and fucked up consequences of the World War I? Germany was blamed for everything and had to pay reparations. Now that was a fertile ground for Hitler to come in and get his grubby hands on power. So good job, World War I.
Yeah, way to go,
John. Why the fuck do we bother with you?
Well, there's more.
Good question.
We we listened to a little bit of this. I don't know if you heard my little bit at the beginning of the show about why I'm not going to lighten up on believers, but
No, I didn't hear that. But also, I was watching Sky Out is having a stream right now, reviewing Rage's stream from last night, and he just mentioned, Smokey mentioned your little joke. It's like, it's like, oh, that's a nice sales pitch. You're gonna die. Why don't you read the Bible? Get good with God, because you're gonna have a lot to answer for.
oh, I'm gonna have to answer for Nathan. Nathan, I'm afraid that's on you.
Well, no. Smokey, no, hold on. Smokey and Sky Out. Okay, I can't really yell. Smokey and Sky Out are reviewing the Raging's stream from last night. The
okay.
Okay, and and Smokey brought you up. Say, oh, nice sales pitch. It's speed of sound or speed of pudding. Told the people, signs, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna die soon. And then it's like, yeah, and then he's like, well, why isn't Speed getting good with the Bible? You need Christ in your life.
Oh my God.
Fuck, just if you want to listen to that really quick, or I don't care, whatever. It's just fucking retarded.
Oh, where's Lippy the beta dog? Would be less. Oh God, I love what I love what you did with that, Ben. Excellent.
Who?
Lippy the beta dog. Oh man, I gotta save that one. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this because I think it gets more. What do you? I don't know. Telling.
Escalating into World War II and all this other stuff, and then now we see it in societal aspects of the deprecation of family units and just social structure, and the cascade. And then when you think about the
fucking Darwin
that we're now dealing with, it's just good lord.
Or there's some
like identity politics would not
but that's not all of them.
Viable without evolutionary theory.
Agreed. That is the primary motive.
He's pushing God out of the world.
So for those of you that didn't
trying to do,
are you talking?
Foreskin, yes, foreskin.
Well, fuck, say it louder.
I'm not going to yell at my voice out. Fuck
Foreskin.
Foreskin.
How hard is that? Huh? Go ahead.
So for those of you that didn't catch what Maddox just said, and it was kind of a little hard to say because Midnight was talking over it, but Maddox just made the claim that identity politics and this whole issue we're having, like with the 1,001 genders under the sun, is a consequence of evolutionary theory. That evolutionary theory is to blame due to that.
Yeah,
I'll give him that one. Just kidding. That's pretty bad, John.
So basically, what?
It must be fun, like, to ignore reality to such an extent that you can just blame everything on evolution.
Oh, believe me, it is.
My wife broke up with me because I cheated on another person. No, I didn't actually. Evolution.
Breakdown of the family unit. Evolution, right?
Yeah. My girlfriend cheated on me. Must have been because of evolution. I got fired from my job. Must be because of evolution.
My God. Did he already say the identity politics part and I missed it?
Yeah, he did.
My fucking ADD brain is not working.
He mentioned the identity politics and evolution. And
let me just roll back 10 seconds.
We're now dealing with it is just good lord. Like identity politics would not be viable without evolutionary theory.
Yeah,
agreed.
Right.
That is the primary motive.
He's pushing God out of the world. This is what we're trying to do.
SFB said primary motive.
The consequences is the world. This is what we get.
Well, yeah, agreed. And I think one of the underlying components of it is you are able to remove objectivity and apply subjectivity to everything at that point.
No.
The second you're able to do that, then you can justify anything. And there's no like logic. It's part of the reason like my screen name, like logical, plausible, probable. It's like we now have folks that like, yeah, if you're smart, you can come up with a stupid logic game that can justify basically anything, right? But it doesn't mean that your logic game is.
Oh, did you hear what he just said?
So Maddox, I'm a little confused here. if someone is smart enough to construct a stupid logic game, are they smart or are they stupid? Because it can't be both.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stupid logic games is kind of like where he lives.
The thing is, Maddox, the thing you call stupid logic games is what normal people would call philosophy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how would identity politics go away if we didn't have evolution?
It wouldn't.
If we had God in our life. I mean, all of a sudden that problem would go away, or would they put those people in camps and badger them? Anybody that had a problem with gender identity or sexual identity, they would put them in camps and badger them until they got better with the Bible.
Yes.
And they would do, and basically, if we didn't have evolution, they could actually pass laws to do that, you know, which is what these fuckers want. They want to be
like before society became more progressive. Things like racism and like and transphobia and stuff like that were actually issues in this country.
I mean, they still are, but yeah.
But they don't believe that. They believe there's a God above regulating everything. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to address something PMAR says. Ideologies are bad. Doesn't have to be God belief. It can be any ideology, even science.
Did he say even science? Oh my God. Okay. Can I?
To be fair, he kind of has a point.
No,
kind
he doesn't. Nope.
I said kind of.
The idea of eugenics was initially proposed as a scientific one, and that's something that's inherently just.
That wasn't where I was going, by the way. I was talking about scientism. No. Non-critically questioning, any ideology is bad. Yes, even science. There are people who don't question it and just accept it. That's the point he's making.
Well, and the thing is, like, there's a difference to be drawn, especially like in pharmaceutical communities, as towards the science, like that constitutes like how those things are made, and the practices of industry and the practices of businesses to try and sell their products. The two shouldn't be conflated with each other.
I'm trying to send a link to somebody. Oh, what's happening?
What is happening?
What?
Everything.
Oh, wait a minute. Where am I?
You just woke up in the Matrix. How are you feeling?
Oh, not so bad. My son's put me in a home this afternoon, and I apparently escaped.
Oh?
The sad thing is that they think they're being deep. Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Ian. Let the foreskin begin. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we got.
And it also doesn't mean that it's probable. And like in my opinion, to actually reach rational conclusions, you must apply logic, plausibility, and probability. Right. And if any one of those variables is just freaking out to lunch, then you're probably wrong.
I love when John speaks in tongues.
So here's the issue with that particular statement. Not all particular like claims in philosophy or science are based upon probability. And the thing is, statistically, you can say something is very like improbable to occur, but it still happens. So probability really doesn't have too much to do with like how reality chooses to operate.
Right.
Yeah, the thing is, reality will do whatever the fuck it's going to do, whether or not you like it or not. So,
probability is about making a guess about what might happen in the future, and you will get it right every now and then, but every now and then you're going to win that lottery ticket.
Yeah,
I bought lottery tickets this week, and the guy I usually buy them from, he knows me pretty well. I have kind of a standard order, and I told him, I said, okay, these goddamn things better work this time. Yeah, which I thought was apt. They usually don't.
Yeah.
No, there's obviously outliers, but you're probably wrong. Like there's a very strong probability that you're being an idiot if you haven't applied those 3 protocols to your decision-making process. And when you look at all this madness that's happening in both historically and in modern, right now, it's like, I'm guessing that all three of those have just kind of left the building in terms of people's decision making.
I bring up
oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I talk too much. Go for it.
I was just going to say that I try to bring up to atheists all the time that whether they, I don't think they realize that they're trying to undermine the foundation for, our freedom, our value, morality, all our rights. Like, whether they believe or not, God provides, objectivity. You know what I mean? It's just not someone's opinion now.
No,
like God's standards. So we're all equal. We all deserve.
Honestly, this. Why do you think the Dark Era was a thing? What, literally, if what you're saying was true, the Dark Era, like the period of time, like from the year 0 to
the Dark Ages.
Yeah, like the Dark Ages should not have been a freaking thing, because that particular point in time was dominated by Christian belief.
Yeah,
and barely any people except for nobles had rights. And
what's up, Loki?
The thing is, under that Christian theocracy, you don't have rights because of God. You have rights given to you because of essentially at that time the monarchy. The monarchy directly influenced what kind of rights you could or could not have. The reason we have certain rights that are inalienable to us are due to the Constitution.
How the hell is evolution and atheism going to interfere with our rights exactly?
It's Maddox. Don't question it.
Yeah, I guess we'll try to figure out what's logical and in a minute.
Serve rights, justice. All these things are grounded in God. So when you just remove that, anything goes. Like, I don't know why they don't.
With that, Spitsky, is that there are atheists out there, at least, that do recognize that. So as an example, there's a professional historian named Tom Holland. He recently published a book called Dominion, and it describes in great detail. It's a wonderful book. I highly recommend everybody to read it that's interested in the history of what you're describing. How he calls it the Christian Revolution. How Christianity specifically revolutionized the world. Before Christianity, and certainly in cultures outside of it, it's might makes right. It's mob rule. It's all these wonderful, these hateful, wonderful things that we want to avoid as far as like Americans or just Western culture, pluralistic type people to begin with. None of that happened or was in culture anywhere until Christianity. And atheists do recognize that, maybe not in a broader sense.
I've heard some atheist philosophers like
there was no Greek and Roman civilization.
I guess not.
Apparently not. I mean, apparently civilizations just had a bitch of a time, like trying to keep themselves together and just not murdering each other to death.
Okay.
And then in
Christianity is that one kid. It's a one kid, who steals an idea and claims that it's its own. Hey guys, we came up with it first, right?
So right after Jesus died on the cross, there were no more wars?
Oh, the thing is, remind me if I'm right, if I'm correct, because there's a portion of Roman history where it did not adopt Christianity and it was polytheistic, but there's a fair portion of
quite a bit of Roman history.
Quite a bit of Roman history where they did incorporate Christianity after a while. Although, remind me if I'm wrong.
And then they fell.
But remind me, wasn't Nero an emperor that was under the whole Christian time of Rome adopting that belief structure? Was Emperor Nero a Christian? Just asking.
No. I know nothing.
So the first, I think he persecuted. Actually, no. I think he blamed the Christians for certain fires, if I remember correctly.
I think they tried to use Christianity to knit the crumbling Roman Empire back together. But I know shit about history. That's just something I gleaned from watching documentaries. But I mean, it was adopted around what, 100 or was it 200 AD.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seemed like almost like they hit upon something where they could knit their crumbling society together for a little while longer.
It was degenerating for a while, but one of the main reasons it fell was because like the architecture like for the aqueducts and stuff like that was something that was very easy to like had people paid attention to it, which is the actual reason why Rome fell to begin with. That it fell because I forget the nation of people that actually did it, but they attacked the aqueducts, tore it down, and Rome fell right along with it.
Yeah, and they were spreading themselves a little thin too, all over Europe and England, and
they had expanded it to an extreme degree. Like they had touched quite a lot of areas.
They expanded without communication. That's interesting. You know, without cell phones, without instantaneous communication.
Remember, Rome was interested in the production of city-states, which was a very prevalent form of civilization at that time.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Okay, Walker can't make it tonight. Walker doing out drinking?
I'm always drinking.
Yeah. I was at Sam's Club today. You know, and I'm an alcoholic and I've been sober for quite a while. But I walked out of Sam's Club, and as you walk out the exit door, to the right, there's a whole section of Sam's Club called the Sam's Club Liquor Warehouse or something. And they had that door open to the liquor store, and I looked in there and I saw all those bottles. And I had just like had a stressful time wearing a mask, you know, threat of virus going through Sam's Club. And I looked over there and I thought, that looks like a really fucking good idea. Okay. I kind of had this short imagination of myself just pouring vodka on top of my head and just fucking, you know, like in a hot tub, you know, with the fucking with the jets on, you know, ice cubes, perfect. Anyway,
dream.
Yeah, but not for me. Not for me. It's not for me
yet.
Ever. Say it's a useful fiction, and I mean, at least they're acknowledging it's a problem. You know what I mean? So I mean, because I think atheists are humans who deserve rights and they have value, and you know what I mean. But when you
deserve rights, you
can't
Daniel.
provide any justification for it, that becomes a big problem.
Well, we also live in first world, and a huge portion of the stupidity coming out of the atheist worldview.
Okay, here's the whole thing that I've heard developing, the dialogue developing, that we are we're babies, wussies, because we have all this luxury and, you know, we have such wealth and all that stuff that we don't know what the world is really like with atheism.
Does not make any sense the second you remove the first world, you know, luxury from the equation.
Right.
And I think we witness this all the time.
I bet John has this like whole bunch of bullets and weapons and food lined up for the collapse. Because when he talks about it, I kind of get the feeling that he kind of would like to go out there and be the beta wolf. You know?
Yeah.
In the riots that are going on across America, right? Like the little soy boys are running around talking trash, and then the second they get into a fight and they start getting their ass beat, they start yelling for the police.
Right.
Literally.
Videos about that.
It's like, dude, you were literally in the face of the cop 2 seconds ago, telling him he was the worst scum and like dropping insult after insult, throwing stuff at him. You guys are throwing fireworks at him, all this kind of stuff. And then the second you start getting your ass beat, you panic and run to the cops. Like, does the irony of this not compute? Right?
This is the idiocy of these people. They think
what exactly do you think? Like that all atheists are libtard snowflakes?
Yes.
Like
well, not only that, but they think this whole thing about the cops. They think that like he said he wouldn't come to Minneapolis because we didn't have a police force. He thinks we actually disbanded our police force. I mean, the point is not to call cops evil or push back or get rid of the cops entirely. The point is to change a broken system that in Minneapolis anyway is run by a white supremacist union that allows fucking people, cops, to do whatever in the hell they want without any consequences at all. So the cops have become like they think atheists are, without law, without any. I mean, they could get away with any goddamn thing because of this union, right?
They are the law.
And I mean, we're not getting rid of the cops. We're changing the fucking systemic problems that we have had in this country that are killing us. And we are all sick and fucking tired of seeing cops shooting unarmed people. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, guys, get it straight. And he thinks, you know, it's got to be either or. It's got to be either we let the police do whatever they want, you know, or we get rid of the police entirely. Like, what the fuck? He doesn't have any understanding of what's going on in this nation right now with our pushback against the cops. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
I'm just like, you guys are idiots, you know.
Reacting to that indoctrination we mentioned earlier.
Oh, well, I agree. I mean, I agree 100%. That's my point. Is like the second you remove, like we're heading directly towards anarchy. I mean, it's like, it's obvious. Like this is direct trajectory for this.
The Titler cycle. Have you heard of that?
Sorry, say that again.
The Titler cycle.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's like, oh gosh, I forget the steps, but where a nation's, you know, goes through these cycles. Society. There's looks like Untitled just dropped out. Here you are. We go through plenty.
Guys,
You go through
I'm gonna have a watch at Speed's channel, and I'll be back in a minutes or so.
Oh, Tangelo watched the beginning.
Stream. Let's see what he has to say. But you can continue here. You can continue your chat, and I'll be back.
Hey, Untitled, if there's any atheists that you find in there that want to join this channel again, we're just gonna kind of talk about the things we already agree with.
Yeah, Tangelo, I'm gonna in a couple minutes. I'm gonna bounce over to Standing for Truth, so I catch the tail end of the Bill Morgan and Ron Garrett debate.
Okay, so I think we are already 3.5 hours online.
Yeah, I think that's done.
Our stream, and
yeah, they're done. Okay. Okay, so enough of that one. What else?
What else do you have?
I don't know. I got. Oh shit! I don't have much.
I'm gonna go. But
what? Boy, he just goes. He just says, "I'm gonna go," and he just fucking goes. Huh?
He said he was gonna go right before he did that.
He said, "I'm gonna go," and then he just went.
Yep.
It's like, God. Usually when your friend says, "I'm going to jump," you have a few minutes to talk him off the ledge. You know?
I know.
He just fucking, I'm going to jump, but he's gone.
God help us if Midnight becomes suicidal at some point in time, eh?
I give him shit this morning about that. In fact, we have a little inside joke about that. Emperor Constantine in 313 AD. Okay, here's Scott. Scott had information. Okay, the Edict of Milan, which accepted Christianity 10 years later to become the official religion of the Roman Empire. It's interesting. I wonder what was all behind that. But that was like 300 years. Very interesting. Yep. So we have, let's see, where the hell was it? We have the God Talk there. We have Rocket Notes, Half-Life of DNA.
Do we want to go?
Huh?
Do we want to remind people of what happened earlier when you went into Tangelo's room and talked to Speed? Or talked to Smokey. Sorry.
Oh, that was on. That was actually on this channel, on this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if. Let's see. Was I on there twice today? Oh, okay. What happened is this morning I did a weather report. Then Tangelo did a little comeback video, on my weather report.
We were going to review that.
Yeah, we're going to review that. I was going to go look for it. And then we had this one. So I'm going to do a little work here. Hang on a second. So I can find it. The afternoon show. Some comments on Mike's episode ahead of his channel this morning. Streamed 1 day ago. Come on. Wait a minute. What? I'm not sure if that's the one. Afternoon show.
Did it show up in your watch history if it was earlier today?
Shit. Some comments to Mike's episode. Okay, this is from yesterday, so that's not it. There was one today, but it's for some reason it's not showing up on his site.
Check your watch history.
Yeah. Oh, where the hell are you? Show full history. Give me a minute. Say something, guys. Talk to each other. What the fuck? What's happening?
Not too much.
Yo. Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
How much stuff have you watched today?
Oh, fuck. On a normal day, I have about maybe 300 links. Something like that. Okay, can moderate. Okay, NathanArt. Some comments on Mike's episode this morning. That's one of them. Oh. Premium. Okay, where the hell is Otangelo? The God Talk, YouTube, Gavin Hurleman. Things you will see. Smoky Saint, logical, plausible. Let's check Mike's weather report today. That was 11 hours ago. Okay, so we have it.
We do?
Yeah, we do. Let me see. Where did the ox come in? Oh God, I have to look at myself. Share screen. I should have let the camera off. I'm gonna have to open a window. It's actually hot in here today. I think our temp went up. Chroma tab. Let's check Mike's weather report. I'm working on it, guys. Okay. So we had a whole bunch of okay, I actually have some bookmarks on this one. So let me go see if I can get them to display. 3023, for some reason I thought that was significant. Okay, let's see if you can hear. He was trying to explain to him how information, develops from very, very simple peptides.
That's not what you explained, Mike. He didn't explain to me how information increases. He tried to explain, actually, he just described his peptide RNA hypothesis as a supposed proto-translation mechanism that had nothing to do, in my understanding, with increase or generating information.
And nucleic acids and how the system happens and how it complexifies. We get the whole story along here. And fucking Otangelo asked him a question about over here, It's like, okay.
No. I asked him just to give an explanation of the transition from his peptide hypothesis, a trajectory to get to the complexity of the ribosome translation. And
okay,
he started.
Okay, what I said is Demeter was explaining to him, talking to him about, over here on this, basically the beginning of life, right? Abiogenesis. Mm-hmm. And then I said, and then Otangelo jumped way ahead over here to modern life. And then Otangelo said, no, that's not what I said. And then he said what I said he said. Like, what?
Yeah, kind of amazing.
It is amazing.
And right away say, oh, that's not the problem. And that's a huge problem. I mean,
huge problem.
if any one of you guys doesn't know how complex the ribosome is, then hey, go back to school at the first degree of biology class.
I mean, he's
don't
doing
think
exactly
am
what I
talking
told
about
Sid.
something that you don't know, guys. That's obvious. What I am asking and what I am saying is very clear, obvious, and anyone knows how complex the ribosome and translation is.
And I think Demeter was a little put off by that when that happened. It was just like you could see the frustration. It's like, Jesus, I had just explained this to you, and oh my God, and he just goes on. So
it's a pertinent question. If he wants to make a case for his hypothesis, he has to have answers. And if he has just answers for the emergence of a very, very simple early stage and nothing else, and there is a big blank in the middle, then he has no hypothesis and no explanation at all.
Goalposts. Fucking leave.
Oh,
Who explains to him?
Demeter in Otangle's channel, which I've linked in the description. The video has the God talk. Okay.
Demeter bounces the explanation of I see in the description. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Demeter has 2 papers. Well, he has 3 now. He hasn't shown us the 3rd one yet, and he has a very detailed hypothesis about how you start out with very, very simple systems like this, and they slowly feed back on themselves, and they're selected by.
What cracks me up as well, Mike, is that you actually take whatever Demeter says as granted.
No.
You are not skeptical at all in regards of any materialistic hypothesis. You just swallow it if it is the holy truth.
No.
I read the papers.
We've asked Demeter about certain, like, if you watch our initial conversation with Demeter, I think Speed even did a fair bit too, asking Demeter about like his hypothesis and like why he thought it was better than certain other ones.
Leo, we have to catch you up. What's your question?
Well, no, I was just going to ask, is Otangelo pretty much trying to say that a professional in the subject doesn't know what he's talking about the very same subject?
Yep.
Okay, so why are we even having a conversation about this? I mean, Otangelo is not a professional in this. It's quite frankly obvious that he doesn't really have a very solid understanding of the subject.
Yeah.
A literal professional has explained these things to him, to my understanding, at least twice now.
Yeah.
So I don't.
The same exact thing all the time.
Yep. Okay, he's making the point that about.
But whatever comes from our camp, you deny it. You say it's bollocks. It's nonsense. It isn't compelling. It isn't
James
worth
Tour.
to consider it, and all your objections. But whatever a materialist or anyone that has a PhD in front of his name says, you just grant it that it must be the truth. So, is this not a double standard?
Okay, it's like, no, that for one thing, that's not true. I don't have a PhD in front of my name, and like there was one point of contention I have with Demeter about what to call a chemical reaction in translation, and so I don't know, and I think they're pushing back on me, but then they will tell me that they will tell me that James Tour is a PhD, and you're disrespecting him because you don't believe him. So I'm doing exactly the opposite of what Otangelo is saying, except he kind of hit the nail right on the head. If I know that James Tour is preaching, if I know that Douglas Axe is preaching, or any of those guys, if I know that their religion is the first thing they're going to talk about, well, then I'm done with them. As far as I'm concerned, they have no science to talk to me about at all. I mean, I don't trust them anymore because they are not going to adhere to methodological naturalism. So I don't know. Let's see. Where do we go here? I think I have some bookmarks, that'll kind of get us further along faster.
All right.
Go for it.
Sure.
35, 36.
That's an important aspect of like how the creationist mindset works. Like if you answer 99 out of 100 questions and say, I don't know, the last one, they will dismiss every answer that you have given
Hi,
the rest,
John.
all the other 99 questions.
Yeah.
Say, well,
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Hey, Untouchable, how are you doing?
Yes, fine, and you?
Well, getting some entertainment from this stupidity.
Stupidity.
Wow.
Here
I
comes
really find
John
it so
Maddox
fascinating
with his
how,
dumbass fucking non-contributions to a
apparently,
discussion because he can't ever
I am
fucking
a
do
serious
anything other
trigger
than
factor
character
for-
attacks and worldview attacks.
Yep.
By the way, I need to go off on a tangent here really quick if I can with you guys. And
Go
I
ahead.
want you guys to be 100% honest. Like, you're not going to offend me. Just answer this honestly, because I might send this video, or at least this part of the video, to some other people who want to make claims about me that, quite frankly, I don't think are very well substantiated. Am I a douchebag?
No.
Okay.
No,
And
you
I
just-
know that at times I can be, but generally speaking, am I overbearing to the point that it's sickening?
No,
No.
not really.
Okay.
But you want honesty?
Yes, go ahead.
Sometimes
honest.
it's hard to interrupt you. And
I know that.
you do talk for a long time.
And I'm
But
trying to
it's
work on that,
basically
but yeah.
it's how your mind works. And
So
I mean,
you
there's that.
understand that it's just sort of an inherent thing of Asperger's autism spectrum disorder that many people who suffer from honestly can't overcome simply because it's so ingrained in just how their mind works. Are you
Yes.
telling me that? Okay, great. Because apparently there's people that I've known for 11 years that don't fucking understand any of this. At all. And I need to learn how to control myself in particular environments in ways that I'm not actually capable of doing because of who I fucking am as a person. And they always say, oh, well, the people on YouTube are probably calling you a douchebag behind your back. And I'm like, I don't think they are, because if they didn't like me, I don't think they'd continuously invite me into their chat rooms. But I just needed some clarification on that.
Yeah. The greatest thing I ever saw was last night when they muted you and you were still yelling at them. That was pretty cool. I don't know.
And I fucking love John Peterson. God, that guy is such a great guy. But I do think that some of those mutes weren't really necessary. I called him a Maddox. I shouldn't have done that because he's absolutely nothing like John Maddox.
You did call him a Maddox.
It was a little irritating because it was like, I understand that, sometimes you don't want people to gish gallop, but there are times where one point actually does take a bit to explain, and you need to let the person explain that before you jump in. Because how can you criticize an idea you don't fully understand? You can't.
No, but characterizing you as unbearable or douchebag is just totally the opposite of what your personality puts out there. You are very pleasant to listen to.
Okay,
so
thank you. And
On a
I'm
somewhat
sorry about that
related-
tangent, but I just wanted clarification. Go ahead.
Yeah, on a somewhat related topic, I mean, I noticed that Maddox uses the, the word idiot or stupid or retarded or whatever kind of knockoff term he wants to use for that.
Well, that's because he is stupid. So,
oh, but has he ever explained why he thinks certain things are stupid or just, yeah, I guess why he thinks things we say are stupid.
Because he don't want to accept reality.
He's going to try as this video proceeds. He's going to try to explain it to us. But one thing I noticed about him today when he was talking about some weird ass time theory with SB mod or SFB mod.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then they started talking about radioactivity, and I was trying to get a hold of you because I wanted you to come in because SFB mod is going to have conversations with us. And then he asked me about astrophysics, and I said, you got to talk to Leo.
You said that to who?
To SFB mod. Oh. He was on Otangio's channel today.
Okay.
Because I popped in for a minute and had to talk with him. Anyway, let's see. One thing I noticed about Maddox when he was talking to SFB mod, and I'm going to choke on this, but he's kind of like my brother in that he's got an intelligence. He's got a creative intelligence that where he thinks of really bizarre things, like when he goes on these rides and he has these tremendous what does he call them it's like I had this I was thinking about this paper and I had this, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is,
revelation
or something. Yeah, anyway, so he has these revelations, so his mind is always going like a little fucking squirrel. The problem is that he isn't educated enough to direct it yet, But so I saw intelligence in the man today, and I'm choking. I'm choking. I'm going to have to mute here and cough a little bit. But
with
I'll go ahead
SFB,
and...
with Maddox.
What's that?
With SFB or with Maddox?
Maddox. I saw intelligence in the man today. It's it's not an intelligence that we can reason with or reach. But anyway, yeah, okay. You can understand why I'm throwing up a little bit in my mouth right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't say I blame you.
It's like every time I flip over to one of your reports on his weather channel, or I occasionally will be like, I wonder what idiocy has been coming out of this
Every
guy's
time
mouth.
I hear Maddox,
I turn on one of his videos, and it's John Maddox. It's like,
and this is the thing. Skylar Fiction has said this about who'd he say it about? Eric Hernandez, and I don't agree with him on it. I don't think this about a lot of people, but I do about Maddox. He's a fucking slimy bastard.
Oh,
I'm sorry, he's not a good person.
Skylar said this about Hernandez.
Eric Hernandez. Yeah, he said he's a slimy bastard.
Oh, well,
because they've had either one or maybe a couple of debates or interactions, and Eric kind of was a little slimy with Skylar, but I've seen a bit of Eric Hernandez's interactions. I don't think he's really I think he comes off as slightly condescending. He's not even remotely close to the level that Maddox is, but I don't think it's purposeful. And I think we've all kind of met somebody like me who can sort of come off as condescending, but they're really not condescending. It's it's how they talk. It's just how they are, but they don't actually think that they're like better or smarter than other people. They just kind of talk in a very direct manner, and they are not afraid to call a spade a spade.
Eric Hernandez.
But LPP is just he's just a slimy bastard. All he cares about is condescending.
Yeah, there's no comparison, but Eric Hernandez is a slimy little fucker. He's got this whole spiel worked out, and I think he's a good guy. It's just that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just completely.
Yeah. Oh, Eric.
Yeah,
Hernandez. Yeah, that's the thing. I think he's got a pretty decent understanding of philosophy, though. I think he's fairly well versed in that. The science of it, to me, he's like not quite a William Lane Craig. Who is it that I'm thinking of? Oh God, I just had their name in my head. Oh fuck, I keep wanting to say George Ellis, and that's not it. Give me a second.
Are you familiar with him, Nathan?
Just debated Tom Jump on. I'm talking about the guy that debated T-Jump on alien abductions. He's a part of Reasons to Believe. He started it. He's an astrophysicist. Fuck, what's his name? Somebody help me out. Please.
Empiricism, true empiricism? No.
It's a person. It's a person. God.
Or inspiration. What? That inspiration guy, inspirational philosophy.
Inspiring philosophy. Michael Jones, I like him. I mean, I disagree with him on things. I think he's wrong on things, but I actually like him. Fuck.
Hugh Ross.
Fuck.
Hugh Ross.
Thank you.
Scott Duke helped you out with that one. Okay. Proceed. I can't hear you at all. Leo's talking to somebody else. Okay, I'm going to proceed. Remember the safe word.
To come out of something he's done. I've done to piss him off. It's so funny.
Oh, John, let me just establish something.
This is the part where basically Maddox is pointing out that every time he pops in, I'm talking about him. And yeah, Maddox, I am fucking obsessed with you. You know, it's okay. It's because you're such a goddamn idiot.
Can you call him Mike? I prefer that we call people at least at my channel.
I'll call him John.
Names. I think we should try to create breaches and not ridicule the opposite side. And when we call them names like pudding or so or whatever, go on, please, John.
Anyway, I mean, it's just, to be honest, where I was going with all this, I really don't know at what point we need to just stop.
Okay, here it is.
Mike, the time of day.
Agreed.
I mean, it's getting to the point of just utter denial of any rationality. You can hear it in his voice, the anger, the desperation, it's
really.
I'm an old man. Yeah, it's like he's in the validation stage of life.
Oh my God, he thinks I'm serious. He thinks I'm serious about these fucking old jokes that I make. You know,
John.
I'm in the validation period of my life. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's kind of special.
Oh, that's special. I didn't hear that part before, but I did hear the part where basically he says, you know, I'm kind of, I think it's time to be done with them. I feel the same about them, you know, and I'm kind of getting to that point with all of them that I'm tired of talking to them and I need to start talking about them because there's no meeting of the minds here. So, but oh my God, that was precious. So I'm in the validation state. So he really thinks that when I make these jokes about being old, that I'm being fucking serious, right? It's like, geez, I don't know what the fuck. And they think I'm serious about that. Subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be dead soon. It's like, yeah, that's my serious. That's my actual sales pitch. You know, I really believe it.
And therefore, if he concedes anything, then he has invalidated what he spent the majority of his life believing.
What?
And
oh my God,
he is an angry soul.
What? Am I angry?
No.
No, your soul is angry, though.
Oh, my soul is angry. Well, that's convenient because I don't have one.
And that's all it is. And all the everything he references, for example, like the nervous circuits in the ribosome, the paper that he was referencing of a few minutes ago, he never actually references the importance and the significance of those kinds of discoveries.
Oh, really?
It's always Maddox or Otangelo or whoever mentioned this. They don't know a damn thing about it.
Exactly. And Otangelo, he's the one insulting us, asking us we don't have PhDs.
Yeah, the point is that they took that paper, ribosomal neural circuits or whatever, and they cherry picked a quote out of it, and that's all they ever talked about. And then they claimed they read it. And I looked at this paper, and it's one dense motherfucker. I mean, I don't believe that. And I challenged John to come on here and have a conversation with me about the entire contents of that paper to sort of ascertain what the rest of the paper says. For one thing, they left the part out where in the abstract it talks about evolution.
Well, Tony, I didn't read the entire chat yesterday where he insulted you. But my policy, it is not just for us, it is for them as well. As I said several times, I want to have a polite environment at my channel. You guys can name call as much as you want at your channels. That's not my business, you know. And I said that to Smokey as well. He was complaining with me yesterday that we are imposing how they should behave. No, I give my opinion, but you can behave how you want. That's not my problem.
Did somebody say pause?
No.
That's between you and God. That's not my problem, you know. So at my place, at my channel, I have set the policy. I want that people are not named with nicknames, with inferiorizing names. They should be named with their real name. I call Michael Mike as he wants to. And so I ask that people that join my channel do so as well, and that there is no lowering in the chat to personal attacks. If you don't like the science of atheists, then attack the science. Don't attack the people.
Well, Speed and his so-called expert he brought in yesterday did not address anything.
Okay, did you fucking hear that?
And then they brought...
Did you hear that?
Okay, no, wait, hold on. Demeter has a PhD in molecular biology, doesn't he?
So-called expert.
Demeter has a PhD in molecular biology, correct?
Yep.
And he's like literally done research and published papers in the field, correct?
He literally works in the
so
field
he's a
now.
so-called professional who has a PhD, but he's a so-called professional. He's published papers in the subject, and he's a so-called professional. The level of fucking dishonesty from these people and simply being incapable of admitting that they're fucking wrong and have no fucking clue what they're talking about is astounding. The amount of just condescension and arrogance is astounding. You people are wrong. There's a reason why everybody who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about does not agree with anything that you fucking say.
Yeah.
Get over it.
They don't like Demeter
You're fucking
because
wrong on
because
everything.
Demeter is actually answering their goddamn questions. I mean, they keep asking and in detail.
And they said, he talks too much. He just wants to lecture. No, he's explaining why you're fucking wrong and you are incapable of understanding it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see where they. I wonder if I should skip ahead. Okay, I'm at 40:52. I don't have any more bookmarks. I don't think I've listened to the rest of this. So should we review it?
Might as well.
Brought forth their pre-RNA world or their RNA peptide world hypothesis, which was absolutely ridiculous. And I think anybody could point that out. Me, you, Maddox.
Why is it ridiculous?
Yeah, and how is Tony an expert enough to point out what is ridiculous about it? And what is he going to point out for us? It's like, Tony, point out something real.
The thing is, what I find so precious, right, is that in any given stream, Tony is always the first one to like jump on this conversation about, like, oh, abiogenesis is bullshit. All right, well, let's talk about it. I mean, calm the fuck on.
The thing with Tony is, and Speed was there for a little bit in Altangelo's stream that he did yesterday. I think it was like kind of in the mid afternoon or something like that. Because that was the one that I got timed out in, and I didn't even know it because I'd left. But Tony didn't make a single fucking argument for why abiogenesis should be regarded as something that cannot ever be solved naturally, nor did he provide any shred of evidence, anything that even indicates that it's likely that it is a supernatural thing. All he did is say, well, you can't explain it, therefore it's fucking magic. And when I postulated in an analogous way, and I assuming the Speed was still in the room, I think he was, saw me doing this, I kept bringing up quantum gravity because it's a very good analogy, because it's something that physicists have no idea how to explain. We only have hypothetical models, most of which really probably honestly are not correct. We've been working on it for fucking decades, for generations, and we still haven't solved it. Literally, it's all the same things that abiogenesis is in biology, but just in physics. But you won't say that that requires some sort of magical anthropomorphic immortal to explain. You won't state that something that has absolutely no mechanisms, never been indicated, has nothing to show that it's even there or that it could even do anything, needs to do this. But you say the same for abiogenesis. It's almost like you just don't fucking know what the fuck you're talking about and have such a small understanding of the subject that even when you're corrected by professionals, you can't understand that you're being corrected because you're that fucking ignorant.
Yep.
Well, and the thing is too, is like Maddox talking earlier about, oh, well, you never mentioned the important part of the paper. Maddox, the way you've talked about certain papers tells me you haven't read a lick of it.
He doesn't read them. He reads the abstract, and then that goes from there.
Yeah, that's all they referenced is the abstract. I mean, they didn't reference anything.
It's so sad.
It is.
Like, let's go through the whole paper. I'd be glad to go over it with them. It's, it would be a tough read, but we could do it. I don't know.
And I remember. Go ahead.
Know what I'm gonna do? I have a whole bunch of Tony, Anthony, Maurice chats trapped, and I am going to accumulate them all together, and I am going to present them, and we're going to look and see if Tony has ever said anything other than abiogenesis fails. Mm-hmm. I don't think he has. I mean, I don't think he's ever actually said anything about actual science at all.
And the funny thing is, he's regarded by the Brotherhood as one of their best debaters on the subject, apparently.
Yeah.
But I was also going to mention when you had Erica here for a little bit, Guts at Gibbon, me and her kind of talked a little bit about what does it really mean to read a paper, because reading academic literature is not reading it and understanding it. Very rarely do even professionals read a paper once and understand it, right? They don't certainly just read the abstract or look for buzzwords that they think confirm what they're saying, like all these people do, because they don't know what the fuck data analysis is or how to engage in it. They read a paper numerous times. They corroborate with other professionals in the field. They go to the authors of the paper. They take this paper and they corroborate it against other papers that have been written or other papers that this paper cites. They do all of these things so that they can understand what it means, what it says, how to interpret it, all of that. They don't know how to do that, and that's why they don't.
Yeah. Did you know that Otangelo kicked Tony out today because Tony just kept insulting people?
Because that's all he does, because he has no argument to make.
And then he came back as a sock puppet, sock account when I got on, and then he kicked him again. And it's like, and then he went on to Facebook and he complained about Otangelo.
Go fucking figure.
It's just like, so, and you know, Otangelo was defending his brothers, and Smokey was one of the brothers he was defending. But I'm kind of interested in watching how the relationship develops between the three of them. It'll be an interesting thing. But anyway.
Has anybody ever noticed that Smokey actually really doesn't ever discuss the science on things very much?
No.
He
doesn't know anything about it.
Anyway, he's irrelevant. He is so fucking irrelevant.
That guy.
That guy, right? That guy. That other guy. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to play a little more.
So that was my objection to what they were kind of took over your channel yesterday.
That's what we are supposed to
We took over his channel.
Tony. If we do not agree with their science, and that's what I am doing this morning, I am reviewing what Mike had to say in regards of what I wrote, and I am addressing the points that he is making, and that is okay. That is what I think is our job, and it's not just for them. It's not just for the interlocutor. It's in special for who is watching our channels, so these people are exposed to what the opposite side has to offer. And then they can make up their minds. And when they bring up what they believe, they expose themselves and they demonstrate that what they believe is just not supported by the evidence.
Okay, that's fair enough. Let's ask. Okay, so the chemistry, the starting materials, what exactly were they for the RNA world hypothesis that they were proposing?
Okay, you got to pause.
Get back to the chemistry.
What I want to understand here is why they always go to RNA when, quite frankly, that's almost never their opponents saying, well, I go for the RNA. Why are you addressing that? That is not something that your opponent argued for. Why are you addressing it? That is only one hypothesis. Quite frankly, from the researchers I've talked to, it probably isn't one world hypothesis alone. So like, it's not just a replicator first or a metabolism first or a membrane first world. It was probably a mix of them all happening at the same time. And that's why we see life on Earth today.
Right.
Is because all of them happened, not just one.
Yeah, it's like I've always explained myself as a basically I will sleep with any theory because all of the theories together probably blend into the truth.
That's exactly the thing, is that there do exist multiple theories for the origin of life. And what's recognized is that they're each valid within their own construction. However, what needs to happen is you need to merge these theories because they explain aspects of it, and there needs to be like more common theoretical principles and guiding forces to understand how these things unify with each other.
I mean, the synthesis of a meta theory, it's kind of like the extended evolutionary synthesis right now is combining a whole lot of different areas into Darwinian, with our Darwinian evolution, and they're coming out with the extended synthesis, which is going to be a greater overall, more encompassing theory. So I'm going on.
Exactly.
Well, in that specific case, what I understood is that Demeter proposes a proto-translation system which started very simple by a joint of a peptide together with an RNA, which he claimed that it had been empirically demonstrated that these structures somehow they had some chemical bonds or so, or attraction, and they form that kind of structures. So I made a very relevant question. I asked him, Demeter, how do you explain the trajectory for your proposed peptide hypothesis to the fully fledged and fully evolved or emerged ribosome with all the parts? And then he said, oh, that's easy to explain. Hey, that's not easy to explain. And I pointed it out this morning in the email that I sent to everyone. That is a ridiculous claim. Openly said, that's just a ridiculous claim. We know.
Okay, granted, it would take encyclopedic textbooks to explain every step of it, right?
Can I comment really quick? And this is something that I think it was either molecular alchemy. I think it was either molecular alchemy or CRISPR-Cas9 that said this, that we will never be able to know the exact chemistry and exact environments that led to life on Earth, because we can't go back to look at that particular historical line. All we can do is infer from experiments what types of environments and types of chemicals and processes could have led to life, and then developing a model from that to the most likely path that could have been taken. But we will never be able to say this exactly 100% is what happened, and this is exactly how it happened and when, because that's just not how it works. That's straightforwardly not how it works. And if that's what you're expecting, then you shouldn't even be within the realm of science, because it's not how it works.
Yeah. Okay. What do we got? We got 20 minutes left.
That the ribosome is one of the most complex macromolecular machines that we know of. And the more that we investigate, the more we are flabbergasted by its complexity. And the paper that John brought to my attention, it goes even deeper and shows there is actually signaling, long-distance signaling going on inside the ribosome, and it makes error check and repairs and adjustments and direct movements. That is a factory inside the cell factory. That's amazing. So how do you explain it? And Mike comes, oh, you just say because it's complex, it must be designed. Yes, that's what we say. The more complex it is, the more it is a hallmark and evidence of design.
No.
Well, and another component of that too, that in line with everything you just said there, Tangelo, is they have to account for this per their own timeline. They have to account for as pretty darn close to the current form of the ribosome existing from very, 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 very early of their own evolutionary timeline. Not a partially constructed one, but a fully functional ribosome.
Nope. We have some papers, and I think in Demeter's papers, he refers to them where that is not the case. And if you look at the what the hell, prokaryotes ribosomal structure, it's simpler than the eukaryotic ribosomal structure, and it was even simpler before. And you can see the trajectory, basically. But they want to rush ahead.
Coming into existence.
John, excuse me, let me just interrupt you quickly. I have to leave, but I will remain the stream open, and you guys can continue the chat. Is that okay?
Yeah. Are you going to come back?
I don't know. I'll have to leave. I have some things to do, okay, but probably not very soon. So I'll just leave the stream open, and you can continue having your talk. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys, and see you later. Bye-bye.
Go ahead. What was I saying? And then immediate.
Smokey, do you want to come in?
No, don't do it.
Smokey's here in the chat. If he wants to come in, I'll let him in. Otherwise,
Smokey only goes. I can't be in your chat anymore, Tangelo. I don't know if you unblocked me or what.
I don't even know how to unblock someone. How does that work? Let me check here. Just a moment.
You are indelibly blocked, as you should
I
be.
don't know how to unblock your chat, Tony. Yeah. Unblock your. I gave for that small.
Should I debate
stream now? Can't let anybody in either.
Immutable Destiny.
Should I do it? Because I was asked to.
And what's his face? Immutable Destiny. In the stream yesterday, I tried to make this whole argument about like, oh, we only need, the core ribosome portion of the RNA that makes up the part of the ribosome, and it's like, yeah, man, that is not exactly. We're not talking about like 2 nucleotides here, bro. We're talking about hundreds. So,
why do they think
this
the number
one
of
part?
nucleotides
Wait,
in a
yeah, dude,
sequence means
one
anything?
part.
Never understood that. Oh, well, this has got this many nucleotides.
Yeah, no.
Oh, fucking K. And how many other molecules can we point at that are God knows how many motherfucking atoms long? Seriously? That's your argument?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and feel free to, but the small subunit of the ribosome, which I believe is the portion which is responsible for its activity, I believe it's only like 30 to 50 nucleotides in length.
That's what I thought. I was about to say, I thought it was like 40 or 50.
That's pretty small.
So, Maddox, the point is you're conceding my point, and you don't even know how the length of the subunit of interest here. So I don't know what you're trying to achieve, but thanks for making yourself look like an asshole. I appreciate it.
Is that hard for him to do or not? Let's be honest here.
Let's play this game again sometime, Maddox, and this time you can actually bring the facts to the table and try to refute me.
Hey,
Maybe
where
if
did
you understood the rules of the game.
where did we hear that part today? Was that just me and you, Immutable, where he was going on and on about ribosomes and introns and splicing and miRNA? Yeah. Was that in this talk? No, that was.
No, that was earlier.
Yeah, that was at another one. So. But I mean, he it's like he was speaking in tongues. I mean, he wasn't making any sense at all. He's just going all over the place. And I'm going to clip that and get a transcript of that. Pretty cool.
Is big. It's a major piece, and its formation is specific, and its structure is specific.
I think he's talking about
and its length is significant. And I'm sorry, bro. If you can't even get close.
What the fuck was that, Leo?
Some bitch was getting jumped in a McDonald's.
What is that?
She threw a shake at one of the ladies that works there. This bitch comes out and just starts drilling her. Oh,
like this really? That wasn't TV. That really happened?
Yes.
Who the hell was this?
I don't know who it was.
Oh
fuck.
So let me respond to Maddox trying to flex again. Maddox, yes, you're correct on the fact that the ribosome adopts a specific structure. Fun fact for you, and I said this in the stream too. The secondary and tertiary structures of RNA are based upon its own structure. RNA is a polyanionic acid, meaning that the ribose phosphate backbone of that molecule is susceptible to fold, so that the distance between charges on it are minimized. And the thing is, when it's in the presence of water, it folds on its own. But it also will stabilize because ribosomes have inherent catalytic activity that when another molecule comes into contact with it, it will adopt its conformational structure ever so slightly to accommodate that molecule, assuming that it can catalyze some reaction with it.
And they have literally discovered recently that a lot of those proteins in the ribosome can be eliminated, and the function is still there. It's not as accurate, not as perfect, but it's still there. And this has literally just been discovered.
I have a question for you guys.
Which
on
one?
A scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being PhD level and 1 being you're still fucking like 1 year old, how well do these guys understand chemistry? Just in general, chemistry.
About
2.
About 1.
1 or 2. I don't think they know shit about actual organic chemistry or anything to do with real chemistry. They know how molecules and shapes fit together, like Legos.
They understand the lock and key model of
the
lock and key model of informatics, which is actually fairly rudimentary and not entirely. It's a description that can work, although it's not the most accurate type of model that not the most accurate way of describing the the interaction between a ligand and an enzyme.
It's much more intuitive and colloquial, I'm assuming, is kind of what you're saying. It's not really not really technical.
Yeah.
The way it occurs, technically speaking, that the molecule, the enzyme more or less adopts to the molecular structure.
Mm-hmm.
And if the enzyme recognizes specific functional groups with that molecule in a particular type of way, then it'll be able to catalyze a reaction with it. But otherwise, it won't be able to, naturally. And so it's more flexible than you think it is, which makes sense. Molecules vibrate in space and have all kinds
and time.
Yeah, there are things like chaperones. There are some chaperone molecules that are very unspecific for proteins. They're more like a big bag.
Yeah.
And and there's everything in between, right down to a specific hard lock and key. It's only going to pick that one specific molecule. I mean, there's everything in between when it comes to enzymes.
Yep.
I have a question for you guys. And I don't know if you guys have watched it or those parts, but in LPP stream, his debate at review, me and George Bond got into it about radioactive decay and what the cause of it is. I used the word isotope numerous times. Do you guys think that either LPP or George Bond knew what that word meant, really?
No, not really.
They probably don't.
I think that they've heard it, but I don't think if I said define what an isotope is, I don't think either one of them would be able to do it. I think LPP could like make a very basic, like he would be able to give me like a 3rd grade definition of the word, but he wouldn't be able to tell me, rigorously or technically what an isotope is. It would just
I can guarantee you that 3 minutes from now, he is going to know everything that's on the wiki.
I can assure you that much. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 minutes from now.
Is he watching this?
I'm pretty sure he will be. He might be watching the debate. I don't know. So, I got to check for an after show. Okay. So I'm gonna roll for a little while.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go check some stuff.
To having enough nucleotides bond to even be self-catalytic. And even if you get to self-catalysis, you're still literally hundreds of nucleotides away from getting to this point that you need.
Foreskin.
So what is your point?
Pre-RNA world. We don't need things to.
So no, Tony, that's not pre-RNA world. RNA is what constitutes the ribozyme. But the point is, Maddox, and I don't know if you have selective hearing, but I'll guess that you do, is that essentially you don't need all of this flavor text for the ribosome that is claimed that's needed for it to exist. What you need is the core functionality of the ribosome. The rest, in large part, the rest of the ribosome and the proteins that associate with it are present for stability of the structure.
What's up?
Here!
What's happening?
I don't know.
I was just explaining the point I made again. I was re-explaining the point I made in Maddox in our live stream the other day. Because Maddox was asking about, well, what's your point, dude? The point is you don't need all this flavor text with the ribosome. Or ribozyme, sorry. Because there's only one subunit of it that has catalytic activity. The rest of it, for the majority's sake, stabilizes the structure.
Yep, the debate is over. Okay, shall I go on?
What was the debate, eh?
The debate with Ron Garrett and Bill Morgan. It had to be a shit show. Had to be a shit show. Bill Morgan is pretty much one track.
To be that complex, Maddox. You're making it too complicated.
Yeah, but here's the thing. in relation, and this is the whole God of the Gap. Oh, it's nothing but God of the Gaps arguments we hear ad nauseum from.
They don't like that when we say that.
SOSs of the world.
Of course, they don't like being called on their dumbass bullshit arguments.
I don't know at what point something becomes like, I'm not claiming this is impossible, because clearly it exists. The only argument I'm making is the only way you'd be able to pull this off is with a intelligent agent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, if intelligent agents on purpose in a lab can't replicate something, on purpose they can't replicate it.
Right.
Why is it reasonable to conclude that it would happen without somebody trying to do it on purpose? If the guy on purpose can't do it, why would it happen by accident?
Video, because
how is that more plausible?
Thing I think I've ever heard. Can humans make galaxies in a lab? Can humans make stars in a lab? No. But do those things form naturally? Yes. Do we know how? Yes. What the fuck are you saying, dude? There are numerous things we can't do in a lab on purpose that we still know happen naturally, and we know fucking how it happens.
And if we produce it,
their ignorance is just fucking asinine.
If we produce it in a lab, what would they tell it? What would they say? They would say it was
intelligent. Oh, I win.
It was intelligently designed. If we did it right, if we did it in a lab,
like those of a fucking third grader.
Well, that's what I tell them. I tell them they've never seen an example of intelligently designed life. So why do they believe in it?
Well,
because we haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Why do you believe in something that's never been done or shown that could be done, and we can't do it, and we are intelligent?
Because of imagination.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, they just have a wild imagination, and they want to stand by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the problem.
It is. Yeah. I don't get how people can be this ignorant. I really don't.
Oh my God, that's where it is. It's on Nephilim Freeze channel.
What, that debate?
The after show.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Who is in the debate?
Some Bill Morgan and Ron Garrett.
I know Ron Garrett, but I don't know Bill. Do I know Bill Morgan?
You don't want to know.
I feel like that name.
He's kind of like Maddox 2.0.
Yeah.
Is this debate happening right now?
It happened earlier.
Oh, Bill Morgan is kind of worse.
Whose channel was this on? Oh, Bill Morgan. Okay, no, that's.
Oh no, on Nephilim's channel is the after show now. The debate is over. That was on Standing for Truth. That was on his channel. We will have to keep an eye. Well, I don't know. I really want to hear what Ron had to say. I want to hear what Ron thought he was going to do with Bill Morgan.
Rob Matt's in the chat. Oh, fuck, how cute.
What's that?
Rob Matt's in the chat on the after show. That's so cute.
Oh yeah, he is cute. Where is he? Oh, there's Rob Matt. The whole crew is here. Okay. Oh, SB Mod is there. He's going to be a regular, I guess. We're going to have to talk to that man.
Be a part of the Brotherhood now.
Well, he had some interesting theories about time.
Wait, what do you mean time?
Oh my God, you're going to love him, Leo. You are going to love talking to him. We're going to get you two together.
What do you mean when you say time?
He said that. I asked him if he was a young Earth creationist.
Mm-hmm.
He said it didn't matter because time is relative.
Well, that is true.
Well, it didn't matter because it didn't matter whether the Earth is 4.2 billion years old or 6,000 years old.
The age of the Earth is relative to the point in space-time from which you're measuring its age.
Yeah.
So if you were to go a billion years, what we would call a billion years into the past, the age is going to be. So time is relative. That is a fact. But how he's trying to argue with that is not good. It's just stupid.
Why would that mean that it doesn't matter how old the Earth was?
That's the point. It doesn't. That's just a stupid claim.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I'm going to roll this one. And oh my God, I wish there was a pause button on Creationists so we could like catch up with all the videos they put out.
And how that is the rational conclusion.
What would be your objection to a protein only being the target molecules would only need to be two left-handed amino acids? I actually heard this yesterday. So two left-handed amino acids would make a primitive protein.
Yep. They would.
Two?
Yeah.
2.
Well,
That's all you need.
Okay.
TWO 2.
It's a peptide. It's a dipeptide, but it's a fucking peptide. So I don't know. I call it a protein. It's a baby protein. It's cute. They're so cute.
It's not. Proteins typically are about. Well, modern proteins are about 100 in length, but usually 20 or more are considered proteins.
Isn't that fairly fucking arbitrary?
No.
Like, you had okay, oligopeptide.
Yeah.
What that
The reason for that is that small peptides
don't do much.
Well, yes, but small peptides also include helices in their structure or beta sheets, which typically requires at least 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So a dipeptide is usually not considered a protein.
Fucking pedantic.
It's a reason for its existence, but yeah, it is kind of pedantic.
Yeah. Yeah. Where exactly do you draw the line? What number of amino acids? Tell me that, old wise one.
So how are you guys defining the word protein?
Huh?
So how are you guys defining the word protein? Because that word, I mean, there's a difference between protein that you have like in like whey protein and protein like in the greater sense in biochemistry.
Protein biochemistry.
So
I don't know how
one or more long chains of amino acid residues. So is there one or more long chain of amino acid residues? Yes, it's a protein. No, it's not.
Yeah, except for most proteins like that we consider have second order and tertiary structures.
Oh my God, do you get a bunch of bullshit when you type protein in Google? Holy fuck. Holy fuck. What is wrong with this fucking world? Jesus. Protein powder, protein foods, protein benefits. Fuck you.
Oh, Jesus fucking.
Looking for a definition.
Type in protein.
Oh, pedantic. I think 2 amino acids. Well, anyway, what Demeter was talking about is very, very small peptides. You know, dipeptides, tripeptides,
yeah.
Tetra? Would I use tetra there?
Yeah. Tetra.
Tetrapeptide. I like that. That does not roll off the fucking tongue. That rolls around on your tongue and just sort of sits there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead. My head feels funny.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many. I mean, was that just a rando or
that was off of I think his name was Dimitri or Immutable.
No,
all to them.
I don't think I claimed
they
that.
were claiming that 2 amino acids equals a protein.
It could equal a primitive protein. Lucas said something similar to that too.
Who the hell is Luca?
No.
Who's Luca?
No clue.
Luca Madugno. He was the one that was in the one stream and then ended up having a little discussion with Tony after he was in LPP stream trying to correct him on his dumbass bullshit because he doesn't understand what the fuck he's talking about.
Okay.
And the one guy that was like he had an accent and they roasted him for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, that's Luca. That Luca. Yeah, that's
Luca. Okay.
Yeah, nobody actually believes that.
No.
I mean, these guys do, obviously, but I mean, okay, cool. So you have 2 amino acids. What is that? What is your point?
I don't know, man.
If you don't.
They're trying to come up with.
Okay, at this point, isn't it pretty obvious that they didn't understand a fucking thing Demeter said?
I thought that was obvious from the get-go.
Yeah.
Simpler biochemical systems that are precursors. So what we're talking about is modern cells, modern proteins, RNA as we see it now.
I mean, at the end of the day, RNA is RNA. Like,
really?
Nucleotides that make up RNA are freaking nucleotides. Like,
really?
It's a molecule, bro.
Right.
Like, there's not really much.
Okay. I remember this. This is precious. I'm going to roll this back a little bit. Just listen to what he says and see if you can decipher this.
What we're talking about is modern cells, modern proteins, RNA as we see it now.
I mean, at the end of the day, RNA is RNA. Like, nucleotides that make up RNA are freaking nucleotides. Like, it's a molecule, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really much you can reduce it to.
That's
because it's already reduced down to atoms.
Right.
I mean, what further level?
What is he? Who the hell is he accusing?
I don't
of,
know, but we can reduce that further. He's trying to make the claim that we can't. I can reduce it to quarks. I can reduce it all the way down to the fundamental
but I
fields
mean,
of particles and of forces that are causing all of this stuff to happen. And I'm using causing very loosely because that wouldn't be technically the proper word to use there.
It's a pedantic point. It's a pedantic point. Invite him in.
Yeah,
dude, I would love to have him come in just because I love hearing him just refute their dumbass bullshit. I just love it.
It's something of a pedantic point on what Maddox just said here, but no, this isn't the simplest unit according to chemistry.
I know, but who is he accusing of making this greedy reduction? The point of talking about these very small peptides was, dipeptides, tripeptides, whatever, is that they stabilize the RNA. And that's what Demeter explains in his paper, I believe.
Yeah,
so,
the thing is, right, very small peptides, like I'd probably wager up to like 10 to 20, have catalytic activity. They're not huge, but they don't need to be either. Because the thing is, right, because of like dipole-induced dipoles and the fact that like at pH 7, some amino acids have positive charges, it allows them to associate with molecules such as RNA, because RNA is a polyanionic acid, meaning it has more than one minus charge on its overall structure. And amino acids like lysine, histidine, and arginine, if I'm recalling right, at pH 7 have a formal charge of +1. Well, guess what? Positive charges and minus charges attract with each other. And that means that they're going to have an affinity towards one another as well. This isn't complicated. It's really not.
I mean, it is if you don't know what you're talking about.
I guess I could put the link in chat here, but I'm just not going to let anybody but atheists in because it's Saturday Night at the Atheist. It's not Saturday Night at the Believer. It's not Saturday Night at the Believer.
I don't care. Bring them in. Just bring them in.
We don't want any of that stuff in here.
Do.
I don't want to get that. I don't want to get that all over me this close to bedtime.
Close to bedtime.
I don't want to have to wash that shit off. Okay. So there's a StreamYard link in the chats. Okay. Yeah. But I don't know what his point was. It's like he didn't even understand what the point of talking about these very small peptides was. So
level you going here? I mean, it's
I don't know. It's like you strip all the parts off a bicycle, and then you want to say it's still somehow a bicycle.
Analogy.
There's always I think this goes back to the whole, the position they love to go to, which is nothing is irreducibly complex, and in my opinion, it's like, okay, when you get down to molecules, I really don't know what you're talking about in relation to it's not irreducibly complex.
What the fuck?
You have to have these atoms in this arrangement to equal this molecule.
I don't know what
there
the
is nowhere to go.
About.
I mean, unless we're going to start arguing about like I mean, at the end of the day, what are you talking about here? The different if electrons change, okay, fine, but there is nowhere else to go here, folks. In terms of
I wonder if
reaction.
Maddox actually knows why chemistry is even a thing, because I don't think he does.
Maddox,
he understand quantum mechanics, but he couldn't tell me that spin statistics theorem is literally the reason that chemistry exists.
But RJ, your devices aren't connected for some reason. Devices not connected. Maybe they'll come along. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, now they are. Okay, there he is. RJ has stream problem. Hi, RJ.
Hi.
So I don't know if you've been watching over the last few days. We've been talking to Demeter, who works in abiogenesis and in genetics, and he has been talking to Otangelo.
Joe.
And there's been quite a bit of back and forth. So, can you hear us okay?
There might be a delay, so give him a second.
That's a lot of seconds. Not sure. Should we proceed?
Just give it a few minutes. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he bounced out again. He must live in a rural area. That's one of the reasons why I can't.
Doesn't he live in like Oregon or Washington or something like that?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I can't move out in the country, because they don't have fiber yet in all the areas in the country where we would need it.
Hey, dude, I live in bumfuck Egypt and we got fiber optic.
Yeah. Yeah, there's it basically we don't have fiber here yet on 100.
Yeah, he said StreamYard doesn't work for him. All the more reason to stop fucking using StreamYard and just use Google Meet.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
I
looked at
hammering you on that just because.
I looked at Google Meet.
Are. Yeah, I know you are trying to switch.
You got to work with me on it, man, because I looked at it and I'm like, okay, now what? I don't know what's next. I want to hook Google Meet up to OBS Studios is what I want to do. Okay.
I can get you in contact with either Aaron Ra or Steve McRae because they both use Google Meet and I believe Streamlabs.
Okay. I'm a patron on McRae's channel. So, and I used to give that bastard $100 a month, but
he's a good bastard, not a bad bastard.
He's a good bastard, but then he like totally pissed me off a couple times, so I cut him down. I cut him back. I cut him way back.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people that like Steve because he can really, really easily show them that what they're saying is completely wrong and make very, very good arguments against them that they can't address, so they just get mad and try to find any way.
We went over that last night, but yes, I like Steve. I like Steve a lot, actually. I'm one of his fans. I'm a fan of Steve. So
am I. Smart guy.
Plays. Yeah, he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
And you're going to argue
that's why people don't like him.
That isn't the ultimate level of irreducible complexity. Then I don't even understand why we're having a conversation.
Yeah,
because you're obviously living in such a state of ultimate fantasy and denial of the obvious conclusion. Then why do we even have these conversations? Like, what's the point? Why we're wasting our time with you? You're idiots.
Yeah,
Was that an argument, or were we just going to attack people?
I don't know. James doesn't want us to be dropping insults. I didn't do that to anybody by name, but at this point,
okay,
it's real to me. It's really starting to reach just complete lunacy, and
I agree. Him and I agree with this.
You didn't read the paper enough. Like, well, actually, I did.
No, you didn't.
And if the people, here's what I always get about the atheists. They claim that they've read the papers and that we haven't, which I think is interesting because very often they admit they didn't actually read the whole thing when you call them out on it, which I think is funny. And that this isn't just focused at SOS. It's like other folks.
We're honest. When we haven't read the whole paper, we'll say, I haven't read the whole paper yet. But if you want to talk about it, we'll do that.
Oh, well, I didn't actually read all of your papers. Oh, okay. So you're claiming that I'm an ignorant idiot when you haven't even read all the stuff that I've read.
Yeah.
But I'm the ignorant idiot. Okay. I'm the God of the Gaps person. But you didn't read the information.
That is correct.
And what gets me is like, if you actually read these things, half the time the author of the paper admits that their minds are blown. In the paper.
Right.
The fact that they're
my
stoned
mind is blown,
is mentioned over and over and over again throughout the course of a official paper on this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, just because I'm reaching a conclusion that they might not be reaching doesn't mean that the stunning complexity, the interdependent components, and the fact that it's blowing people's minds is not reality.
Okay, this is one of John's talking points where he believes that he read the paper, we read the paper, he got a totally different idea about what the paper means, because to them, morality is like absolute, but scientific papers are subjective, which is kind of his point, right? So,
and if your counterpoint to that is God of the gaps and its chemical reactions, if that's your counterpoint to the like, oh my goodness gracious, look at what this thing does. If that's your counter, then it's like talking to a child.
When you called out Doc Savage on that,
So explaining that literally
going
everything
into what he
that happens in
engineered,
reality
and
is
then you're like, wait a minute, did you use pre-existing enzymes?
It's
Did you,
childish.
you know, what were the starting materials? And then he finally admitted.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Yesterday, Demeter was talking about like, you know, DNA replication and such, his experience in it. It's like, okay, dude, so you're experienced. So then you know what has to be in play for DNA synthesis. And the DNA synthesis machines and blocking and unblocking and all these different chemical factors you have to have in order to do this. So why are you trying to act like this is just, you know, easy to be done?
that's one of the things that Demeter did explain to them about DNA replication.
And of course, they didn't understand it because they don't understand the subject well enough to understand what the fuck the guy is saying.
John doesn't even seem to be aware that he explained it.
They listen to respond, not to understand.
Yeah. Like, I honestly wonder if sometimes the academics, because they've been doing something for so long.
And here we have now
and they
attacking the academics is not knowing what the fuck they're talking about simply because they're showing him that he's fucking wrong and he's so conceited he can't admit it.
Yeah, like
That's exactly what we're seeing here.
Like brain surgeons, for instance, they've done so many brain surgeries that they don't really understand what brains are anymore.
Yeah.
Make it happen. That they completely lose sight of the number of interdependent processes that have to be executed in order for their, you know, their end outcome to occur. And it's like, oh, well, that's how it happens. That's no big deal. That's easy. We do that all the time. It's like,
Speed's in the chat if you want to explain to him this RNA world failure or pre-RNA world. It seems like there's a new RNA world every 10 years or so.
Fucking goes to is the RNA replicator first models. Like that's all he ever talks about when that's never what his opponents are talking about. They're just talking about, you know, a bunch of different things. Oh, well, you know, RNA world. I didn't mention that. Like there's times he said that to me. And I'm like, I didn't mention that. I didn't mention RNA world first. Why are you bringing that up? Well, you mentioned already. I mentioned something that RNA can do, and we've shown that it can do in a lab in the absence of this or in this particular environment or whatever. But I never said that this had to be the way that it happened. No, you're just fucking straw manning because you're that ignorant of the subject.
Yeah. And all he ever says is it's a failure.
Yeah, he never shows how. His argument is simply, well, they haven't shown how it could be possible, therefore it's not.
Yeah.
Which is an argument from ignorance.
Oh, because it just keeps failing, you know.
Just fails all time. Just keeps failing.
The only reason I'm even admitting that this guy exists is out of respect for Antangelo and his request.
Yeah.
But,
I'm not in John's head at all.
I don't engage with idiots anymore.
Yeah.
No point.
And then he'll call us out for.
John is so afraid of me that he won't even make a peep when I'm around. Pretty amazing.
I wouldn't use the word afraid. I'd use the word intimidated. He's intimidated by people who know more than him on things he claims to be essentially an expert on. He'll tell you he's not an expert, but then he'll act like he is and that he knows more than, like the little comment that he made a bit ago that we saw, that he's pretty much saying that, well, I question whether even the academics understand this. He's just trying to dismiss the fact that he's wrong on it and he can't admit it.
Yeah, the only contact I had with John was during that so-called debate I did with him on Standing for Truth channel. Mm-hmm. And I kicked his ass on programming and information and everything. He didn't know what the hell to do with me. And since then, he has been running away like a little buck chicken.
For not having PhD.
And pretending that it's because I'm such an idiot.
I don't ever remember him having any background in chemistry at all.
Yeah, well,
incredible.
There may be a textbook on the shelf that hasn't been read.
What's Tony's background in
They'll call in their experts.
He's got a bachelor's, I guess he says, in chemistry, but I think
I'm going to be honest. I'm not saying he's wrong, but give me a screenshot of your diploma, please.
Yeah. I don't know, because he doesn't seem to know it very well anymore. He never actually talks about any chemistry.
Yeah, I feel like it's something along the lines of Kent Hovind claiming he has a PhD.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like
Hard
he
to
might
say.
have been in college for some time and took some classes on chemistry and is now stating that he has a degree in chemistry when he probably really doesn't, because I don't understand how somebody could have formal education in this and be this wrong on so many basic aspects of the same subject you claim to have a degree in.
Yeah. Well, a pharmacist, he could be a pharmacist. They're like sea slugs.
Yeah.
They learn chemistry and then they get a job at Walgreens and they digest the first. Yeah, they put down roots and they digest their brains.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't remember anything. So it could be that. I don't know.
So never question them, but James Torr is always wrong, you know.
Because he is.
Yeah,
He's been explained by numerous people numerous times.
I think that was from one of the I liked about that is that was the lecture itself was from I'd heard that lecture before at one of the conferences, but I loved the way they put all the visuals together with it to like really enhance the significance of the points being made and make them more palpable. And the like the animation on the
God, they love that animation.
Yeah, excellent.
Like I'd seen some of that stuff. I actually watched a little short video documentary on that 2016 nano car.
Okay, he just gets into James' tour here. Should I skip ahead?
No. Yeah. I'm kind of curious to hear what he's about to say. Because it sounds like he's talking about the animations that he always shares.
And like interviewed him and all the other team leads from around the world that engaged in that contest. And it was very interesting, like the different structures that they all put together with the intention of the same outcome. Like we want to have a car, right? Yeah. But the way they were shaped, the different methods they used, the different structures to produce the movement, that they were able to come up with. It's like, wow, that's pretty awesome. On the nano level, on the molecular level, these different teams were all able to create cars out of molecules that can look totally different. Right?
Can you let anyone in or no? Speed or Smokey? I guess not.
No, I don't have the. I'm not the control. Yeah, that's what Untangelo was saying. Untangelo was saying when he left.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, all right.
Anybody wants to come in, you have to come in like before you left. But where I was going with all that is like all these different.
I wish I could have a discussion with Maddox in somebody else's stream when they're not present. That way, he doesn't. I really want to actually challenge the shit that he says and hold his feet to the fire.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could get him on Otangelo's.
Well, no, I'm saying like in an instance where he would be on somebody else's channel, but that person is also not present in the actual stream like right now, so that neither they can mute me, but John wouldn't have the powers to mute people because that's all he ever does when he's actually challenged on the things that he's saying or when people press him on him or hold his feet to the fire. He just says, "You're done," and mutes them.
Okay.
And it's sad.
I stole G-Cat. I have him.
Good. I don't think G-Man should be legally allowed to own pets.
Here's G-Cat. Yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold on.
Thor-Cat. This is Thor-Cat. Thor-Cat. Thor-Cat is pretty needy. He's a needy cat. Oh, I am getting tired. We've been on for about 2 hours. Almost at the end of this. Be back shortly. Immutable went some fucking place. Everybody went. Okay, it's me and you, Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, holy shit! Did you see the controversy that your picture started?
Yes.
Between me and Otangelo? Holy shit!
Oh, I did see it. I was enjoying it. Man. I laughed so much.
Yeah. They were so offended. They thought I was just gonna. I think they thought the whole stream was gonna be about. I don't know what I can't remember what his name was. The baby, I can't remember him.
Nicholas.
Oh yeah. Well, Nicholas was on there, and he said that we depicted him badly, and I said no. we made you look nurturing. You know, you look good. I mean, like Jesus. You know, we didn't depict him badly. But when I saw Maddox sitting in the playpen with that, literally, I fucking near shit myself. It was just like, holy shit. Oh, that was great. Thank you for that one.
No problem.
I think I'm gonna get that fucking thing made into a poster and put it on my wall. You know, Smokey. Oh shit! I said the word. He actually thought that I painted John Maddox's name on my wall because I have a whiteboard behind me. You know, and I had Maddox on there, and he said he's got it written. He's got it written on his wall. It's like in his meth den. Like he thinks I live in a meth den, and I paint things on the wall. It's like, what the fuck kind of? I don't know what these people think.
For real,
amazing, absolutely amazing. I don't know,
but he is good at entertainment, though.
Oh, I guess yeah. Well, I think he's kind of run his course with. I mean, he really blew everything up, and I got a feeling that I don't know about his longevity if he keeps behaving the way he does. Yeah, because he's pissing a lot of people off. I mean,
he said he is done.
Yeah, I mean, just pissing us off is one thing, but I mean, going after all of his brothers, you know, that was amazing. I wish I could. Oh God, I should pull that up. We haven't played that.
Which one?
Oh, I have. What the hell's his name? Gavin Herleman yelling, "Be still, woman! Be still, woman!" Just going on and on. Have you heard that one?
At who?
I don't know what the hell that was.
Shadow Dancer.
Yeah, Shadow Dancer. He was just screaming at her, and she was being a bit of a pain. You know, and she wouldn't quit swearing, and Praise kept asking her, and they finally booted her. But I mean, the way Gavin just came down on her, it was just funny as shit.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
I gotta find the clips. I'm not. I wonder where my rocket is. I gotta find my rocket. Where the hell's my rocket? There it is. Rocket notes. So
I don't have a G cat, but I have my cat.
Oh,
my pretty little kitty girl.
What color is that?
She's a blue. So it would technically be more of a like a bluish gray, but she's what's called a Thai Korat or a Thai blue.
Okay. My friend's daughter just got a what the hell? It's I guess it's got like, what did he tell me? 18 fingers or paws?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
I don't know if it's a breed or if it's a mutation or something, but I know
it's called a polydactyl. And what the hell's his name? The famous author, Grapes of Wrath.
I know you're not very
Hemingway. I guess Hemingway had a whole bunch of those cats, and he kept them for some reason. They're just, but they sent a picture. They're pretty incredible. Let's see. Where the hell is? Where am I? Rocket note shortage. I don't know which one I'm on. God, I wish I could make this chat go away. Why can I not make this chat go away? Oh, there's an X. That's a fucking clue. Reviewing Arn.
Cat out. Give me a second.
Okay. Big Dick Energy reviewing Arn Ra. What the hell did I think it was Daniel? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I wonder if I can pop this up. Copy video Earl.
Did you just say copy video Earl? It's a URL. Wow, you fucking boomer.
It's an Earl. Come on. I was around when they invented
looking on a globe or a map and saying, I can't find the United States. All I can find is this country called USA.
USA. Yeah. Okay. Fine. URL. Fuck you. Millowini, you Millowini.
It is what it is. I don't mind being a millennial because my future wife is also a millennial. So
I see.
Fuck you.
Anyway, I don't know. There isn't much more to that stream. I'm gonna play something else
Holy shit, you guys have been at this for almost 2 hours. Wow.
Yes,
well,
we
it does
have.
start at 9, doesn't it?
Okay. God damn you.
Why is nobody else fucking talking right now besides me and Speed?
Because Mutable left. He had to go do something. He had to go for an emergency walk.
He's a little dude. No, I like Immutable. He's a good guy. Smart.
He had to go for. Okay. This is one of my favorites here. They're talking about demons, and I thought it was incredible.
Whenever they want.
That's true. Demons have big dick energy.
They're like,
People whenever they want.
That's true. Demons have big dick energy.
Did you hear that?
Would demons have dicks? Because I mean, demons aren't physical, so how do they have dicks?
Well, they have big dick energy. It's energy. It's not the dick itself. It's the big dick energy. I think he goes on to explain.
I need to say to Laurie Hayes
wow.
really quick because she said you're getting married. Do you think I should talk to that woman? If you want, you can. Laurie Hayes in the chat said, "Leo, you're getting married. Do you think I should talk to that woman? If you want to, you can." She doesn't know we're getting married yet, but we are.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I know who she is.
I you know who she is.
Is there a restraining order? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
It doesn't
How
go
could
to
she
that
have a
point?
restraining order on somebody she doesn't at least yet know exists?
Okay. Well,
emphasis on the at least yet part.
Yeah. If you married her, I would come visit you.
What? Wait, hold on. I didn't catch that. I really didn't.
I said I would come visit you if you married her.
I'd invite you to come visit me.
I would definitely come and talk to you, man. Like I would want to have dinner with that lady. Anyway,
you watch Game of Thrones, huh?
Oh hell yeah!
She your favorite character? Yeah.
She is my favorite character.
Let's be honest. She's everybody's favorite character, even the people who say that she's not because they're stupid and don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, it's like when she walked out with those eggs, holding those eggs, I fell in love. I mean, it was just like, oh my God, this woman.
Why? Because she was naked?
No, because she was fucking strong. That's why.
Yeah, that's why she's my favorite character, because she's number one, she was a woman, but she I'm sorry, but I feel like the series pretty much revolved, and I'm not talking about just a TV show, I'm talking about the actual books. I kind of think that the series almost essentially revolves around Dany.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, with the TV show, they utilized Dany. They utilized her dragons for all of the advertisement. House Targaryen was a big thing for advertisement. Now they're doing, I mean, George R.R. Martin wrote a book specifically about House Targaryen, and now they're turning it into a TV show. I think it's kind of obvious at this point.
I don't know what the hell.
What are you doing, dude?
Oh my goddamn clips.
Clicks?
I wonder, my clips. Yeah,
clips.
I had a whole bunch of things bookmarked. And they seem to have got. Oh, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. Oh, this is it. Huh?
No, I said Gavin. I can see Gavins and Haven
It's
Gerleman. That's what I call him. I call him Haven Gerleman.
He's been watching all this stuff for the last few days, and he's just had enough. It's got really nothing to do with.
I'm only been
with
here
you.
for the past day.
Oh, I know. It's a whole bunch of worked up stuff.
No, it's really not even. It's really not even that. I'll explain why. I'm tired of.
Does this have to do with Smokey?
No, this has to do with everyone.
Time.
Tell me where
Time.
Tell me where this is coming
Time.
from. Who's yelling time?
I am yelling time.
Who's that? I am.
Gavin.
Gavin. Say
What
Gavin.
we will do is we will stop the pettiness. Now, would anybody like to play devil's advocate for me? Because I've got a 10-minute opening for a debate tomorrow. Anyone is welcome to be devil's advocate.
What's the debate on, Gavin?
Trust me, this is
I'm
not
sorry.
boring.
I'm not going to be diverted by this, Quentin. I want to fix
Time.
this.
Be silent, woman. Be silent.
No.
Wow.
Be silent.
Quentin, why is there some kind of ongoing? I haven't even been a part of this community in 3 months because of Smokey.
Praise.
Yes.
Gavin,
I'd like to. Be quiet, woman. Be silent, woman.
No,
you have.
I'd like
silent.
to.
How
I'd
are we
like
not
to.
on to talk about it yet? Because
You can kiss
my
my
ass.
misogyny is
Quentin,
so
come on,
fucking
Quentin.
glaring
I
here.
need to
Be
understand this.
silent, woman.
I am going to start
Be
calling
silent.
Gavin the
Guys,
dog
I'd like to
misogynist
change the
every time I
topic,
see him.
and
Yes.
I think it's well overdue.
Wait,
Gavin,
you're
what's the debate on?
just gonna listen to him and
Come on,
okay. Fuck
So
me, right?
let's just join in here. Let's help Gavin out.
What does Gavin have to do with it? Quentin came in here talking shit to me, and it
Silence,
just
woman. Be quiet.
Dude,
Shut the
Be
fuck up,
quiet,
Gavin.
woman.
to just do what I do when people do that and can progressively talk louder and slower
Yeah.
and just keep going.
No, let's see. Okay, just runs for
Is that
another.
good enough reason to kick her? Is that good enough reason to kick her, Praise?
Yes. Yeah.
So praise is also a
Go ahead,
misogyny.
Goodbye,
Praise,
woman.
kick me because he's
Goodbye, woman.
Right.
Learn to be
because he won't
silent.
stop.
Learn to be silent, woman.
Pause this because that's just nothing but blatant, glaring fucking misogyny from both Praise and Gavin. So I'm going to start referring to Gavin as the
Not just praising Gavin. Not just praising Gavin at the end.
Oh, I mean,
it was
obviously
another
not just them, but in reference to the particular video we're watching, yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Anyway,
at the end.
I often find that the men who are sexist or misogynist are the ones who are incels and don't know how to handle a good, honest, strong woman. Like my future wife, who is a strong woman, like actually in real life, a very intelligent, powerful, and strong woman, and that's
fuck,
what
she
makes
has
her so
dragons.
attractive. And I don't get, how does a woman being strong and independent not make you more attracted to her? I mean, it does for me. I like a strong, independent woman. I guess these idiots, because of the dumbass book that they read that's based in society 2,000 fucking years ago, don't like that because that's not what they're supposed to like, because that's not what men liked in the society in which the book that they so desperately cleave to was written. In short, if humans have souls, their souls are as dry as the pages of the book to which they desperately cleave.
Anyway,
is that immutable?
Mutable may be back.
Hey, he's back. Did you get done mowing the lawn, douche?
Yeah, did you go for a walk?
Mike, if you go further down on that video, it's another lady. I don't know her name, but she was there. She was defending Gavin and Praise.
Was that? Oh, that's where she got. Was it? Is it Jesse? No. Was it? Was it the? What the hell was her name?
I don't know.
They got into a big shitstorm with her. Let's see. Universal Artisan. Okay, I'm not. Maybe it was at the end. P. Mars. I don't know who Jesse is.
Maybe right.
You weren't in live chat earlier. How can you make?
Ian, the reason the book was boring
Is it the
because,
bird?
let's be honest.
Yeah, I think so.
The story of the Targaryen takeover of the continent of Westeros is actually kind of a boring story.
Okay, the bird comes in. Let's see. Where's the bird come in? Okay, let's see what the bird says.
Olive.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
What did they say? She's gross.
Olive, I can't see you backstage. Oh, there you are.
Olive? Is that the one?
Come on in. Come on in, Olive. You're most
I
welcome.
think so.
Come on
Hey,
in.
hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
So what is cracking?
We need some
Oh,
womanly
Kraken?
wisdom,
Somebody
Olive.
said Kraken?
Some womanly
Some
Christian
womanly
wisdom.
Atheist or atheist?
What's that?
Is Shadow Dancer a theist or an atheist?
She's a crazy
It's a
theist.
theist. Yeah.
She believes something
I can't
about
hear when
aliens.
people talk at the same time. I don't care what the fuck she believes. All I want to know is she a theist or an atheist?
Theist.
Theist.
Well, Keely.
Sounds like a P. Mars.
Hello. You there, Olive?
So where does it? Let's see. Okay, Laurie. Let's see who. Okay.
Olive, perhaps if you can, if you're going through your phone, maybe
I don't
restart your phone or refresh your
Can
computer.
you pause this really quick just so I can say something that I really hope Gavin hears and sees me say this because it's going to trigger the fuck out of him. I can see why. I'm pretty sure didn't his wife divorce him?
Yep.
Yeah, I can see why, because he's a misogynistic piece of fucking shit. And apparently he got mad at somebody because he thought they doxed him. You can't dox information that's already public. It goes to what the definition of the word means. You can Google the name Gavin Herleman, and there's literally an article from a reputable paper in Australia that talks about their divorce.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh shit.
Hello.
I'm playing it yet. I didn't realize it. I'm sorry.
What?
I was playing the video and I didn't realize that. I was
you
wondering
played
where
it as I had stopped talking. So I
okay, Nathan. Was this a woman, or do you know the part that we go to?
Just fast forward a little bit. She dropped out, and she's gonna pop back in.
Okay, so let's see where she pop back in.
Take it just a couple minutes for you. There she is.
Is that her?
I think so. Yes.
Yep.
Fair. It's really not fair.
It's tough right now. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's a tough slug.
It really is tough. And there's a lot of people going through hard times. And this is what Paul instructs us to do. You know, we do not know what a person is going through, and we don't want to throw them over the edge by our words because we are angry.
Paul commanded that, or is that just a result of empathy?
We can have righteous indignation, but we don't want to sin in that anger. We are held accountable for our tongues. We are to be an example. It's so easy. It's not hard.
I don't know, but she sounds.
It's not hard.
Baptist preacher.
Is this Erica? Is this Erica?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
Really, it's so easy, and I don't know what's going
I
on.
wish Praise
but,
would get that off the screen. Of course, he doesn't have people.
She better
anyway.
stop, and my eyes are on her. But this woman stuff, it makes me sick because it's a very unfair argument when it comes to these type of words, and then it's almost like. It's almost like I don't even know how to put it. It's a card that is overused. And so when something bad really does happen, people do not take it seriously, if that makes sense. So I don't know, but it's okay. But everything is okay. And the drama is going to stop, and the drama llama is going to leave, and the fellowship is going to go on. And this is what Satan wants to stop. When 2 or 3 are gathered, he's in the midst of us, and Satan doesn't want that. He doesn't want that. He wants it torn to shreds. He wants to sift everybody. He is out to war against the saints. He already has the world. He wants those saints. And it's not going to happen. It's just not going to. And this is why small stuff, it turns into such big stuff. Forgiveness is key. She's got to forgive, and people got to forgive. I mean, we've all been called every name under the sun. I don't care who they are. They've been called out left and right, no matter who they are. Everybody's been hurt by name or whatever, by being told bad things. But forgiveness is key. We are not that special of people in the flesh. Like, oh, by golly, they said something so bad to me. I'm so hurt. I'll never forgive them because I'm not special. So talk to your brethren and forgive. Nobody is special.
Can you give Gavin a link?
Gavin?
A link to what?
Oh,
the chat in here. He got
Oh, yes, honey. But this is my 2 cents. and need to come there and just talk. But whenever I see that garbage, I'm blocking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to block it. And I don't care if it's
boy, does Gavin come in?
Llama, whatever.
Is she saying drama llama?
Drama llama.
Because that is not fair.
It's
the term is drama.
Yes.
Drama
llama. Shadow's name. Yeah,
drama llama.
That's Shadow name.
Is that like okay, Charlie? Wasn't Charlie a llama? Was that?
Who the fuck is Charlie?
Oh, you haven't seen that meme, Charlie. It's like, oh, what the fuck is that?
You mean, hey, Charlie?
Yeah, that
Charlie,
one.
wake up!
Weren't they llamas?
The non-believers. No, those were horses. You're talking about llamas with hats. Like,
oh, okay, llama.
Carl, that kills people.
That.
And so I went up
That
to
is
him,
not
okay, and
fair.
well, I stabbed him 37 times in the chest. Carl, that kills people. I fucking love those videos, dude.
Oh yeah,
they're
those are
so fucking funny.
Yeah, I love the Charlie ones.
Yeah.
Charlie, come on, Charlie.
Okay, Gavin, I am going to
that watches those videos and finds them fun.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those were all the rage when I was in middle school, like my 7th, 8th grade year. Oh fuck.
Yeah. Did you see Gummy Bears or whatever the hell it is? The
I
rap
have.
song? Gummy Bears, whatever.
I think I think I might have.
give you the wink.
Okay.
And I do that.
Are you going to stay in here a bit?
I am.
Good.
Is gonna come in?
I am, and I enjoy this so much.
Oh boy.
There's
Oh,
such
boy.
good stuff, and it's just crazy. Past few days have been so bad.
I detect a disturbance in the Brotherhood.
I think that James said there's an
horrible,
SNL
and
character
you know, and
only
then
thing
there's
that comes
people
to my
that are
mind.
coming.
Oh,
This is
Anna.
how your Christians act. I don't want to be a part of it. Which that's a stupid statement, because people should never base their faith off of others' folks' actions. I mean that's silly. But we do need to be examples.
Yeah.
You know.
Amen.
Really?
Amen, Olive.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Forgive me, but does she sound like she's had a couple glasses of wine?
Yeah, she does.
Sounds like one of those, she sounds
I
like
wonder what her hair looks like.
Yeah.
sounds like one of the strong Southern women. I ain't going down. He can't make me.
Well, she's got a fucking bow and arrow in her thing.
I
right?
ain't gonna put out no goddamn mask. I ain't no communist.
Leo, that's all you right there. That's that strong woman you're looking for.
Goddamn 25 years. I ain't
Hey man, we can hook you up, Leo.
What the artisan said. We
That doesn't
we
sound
all
like an English,
wrong.
a
wrong.
really
It's
small
how
English
we
woman. So
deal
I'll pass.
with it. That's exactly right. And we've all called folks names, and people have called us names. Our pride has been hit, in which it's good. We want pride to be hit, because there shouldn't be one. So, and this is how iron sharpens iron, and we are growing and we are learning, and this is a daily thing. Daily. So, very good. So how is everybody
Iron doesn't sharpen iron. From a guy who worked in an iron foundry.
It can actually dull iron too. You know, if you run it against the wrong, if you run it the wrong way, it's like petting a cat backwards.
Yeah.
And maybe. Oh yeah, she thinks she's Artemis.
Doing good. Doing good.
Olive.
Olive.
Am I correct in assuming you have a firearm in the house?
I do. This is
Would I be-
Oklahoma.
Would I be correct in assuming that all the ammunition that goes into your firearm has got the words Liberal Democrat written on him.
It's got whatever intruder name comes in this house, and whatever their name is, it's on it.
Right.
If they want to come in, they're gonna meet it. So,
because when Pride,
I keep my bullets separated: Republican and Democrat, atheist, believer. You know, I have like 4 or 5 different kinds of bullets. You know, but it gets really fucking confusing.
You know what this reminds me of? And speaking of English women, it was an English comedy, British comedy, and this dude is carving his name on a bullet. And dude walks up and says, "What are you doing?" "Well, I'm carving my name on a bullet. You know, they always say that there's a bullet with your name on it, and I figures if I put my name on a bullet and carry it around, I can't be killed." And I was just like, "Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me?" Oh shit! It just made me laugh.
I don't know. I'd try it.
He said to me last night, "You pop into the room." I had this image of being like a burglar in your house, like 3 a.m. in the morning,
what
and being
what kind of fantasy is this?
confronted by you in the hallway.
yeah.
What the hell kind of twisted fantasy is this?
It's kind of like when Maddox said he wanted to like track down Godless Engineer and have him take Maddox to his university to meet his professors. Like,
well, you know, he did that to me too.
Weird.
He did it to me and somebody else. I don't know. Oh my God, what the fuck kind of twisted shit is this?
I can remember. There's a really well-known
and it felt so
speaker
good
in the US. He's a Seventh-day Adventist, but he was very much raised by his grandmother, and his grandmother used to have a loaded shotgun right by the front door, and she said she never used it, but she said that's for any Democrats that come around.
Holy fuck!
There you go. There you go.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, she's a godly Christian woman. She's a really godly Christian woman.
Label that's
Very
applied
funny.
to
Now,
them.
that is funny.
Now that's
Yeah,
funny.
but in this day and age, you don't know if somebody's going to come in to your home. It don't matter where you are at, you know.
Could be a Democrat, could be a Republican.
I hear you.
Yeah, and it's your don't. They want it. They want it. It's meet it. They're gonna meet it. So.
Yep, I hear you.
I'm not surprised
so-
Gavin's a conservative, considering he's a misogynist.
What's the temperature where
I bet he's probably
everybody's
racist,
at?
too.
It's very cold here. We have
Very cold here. Oh, it's so cold. Oh,
Thursday.
No. So where does this go, Nathan?
No, I think that's about it right there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, pretty cool. So Gavin doesn't go off on her, or they went off on this Ashley A. Okay, I think they went off on Ashley A at some point. They
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. It was all well. There was a whole
who that
fucking thing that there's an Ashley A and an Ashley B, and they were claiming it was the same person. I don't know. All this fucking crazy shit. But anyway, it's getting late, guys.
All right.
It's 11
Yeah, I think we'll call it. And we'll call it
How
for
the
a
fuck
night.
is it late at 11:30?
It
It's
just
12 over here.
Well, it's late for being online. I have a whole lot of shit I want to eat and TV I want to watch, and
I just
cats I want to pet. Got me some fried rice.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yo,
Shrimp
fried
fried
rice.
rice.
Huh? Do you rack your rice on your plate?
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, I rack my rice on my plate. I
Yep,
shouldn't
I
say
rack
things like that. That's mean. Especially,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
pretty mean.
Yeah, I shouldn't do that. That's people are gonna think I'm racist.
Yep.
Even though I make these jokes in front of my Asian friends all the time, and they just laugh because it's so inaccurate. It's not even funny.
Oh hell. Anyway, guys, call it.
All right.
Sure.
Okay.
We
Good
still
night,
need to
Eve.
have a video on consensus at some point.
We need what?
I said we still need to have that
video.
video on consensus.
A video on consensus.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, good night, Ian, Laurie, James, anybody else who's watching who I have missed. We are ending the broadcast.
Piggity, piggity, peace out.
Ending.
And remember,